Hey y'all, welcome back to For the Fans, where tonight we are so excited to talk about the, dare I say, the best episode we have gotten of Survivor in the new era. Really, really fun episode. Either way, we will get into it.
That's a statement.
It was a really fun episode. Lots happening. Loving the longer episodes. And I'm excited to talk with y'all about so much that we got last night. So much.
Yeah, I think the longer episodes have really lent them more time to like do stuff. Right? Like we're gonna get into it, but like the whole scene with D and everything, we got that really fleshed out because we have more time to do it. And even this is even with a reward challenge.
Yeah.
And let me say, thank God they didn't add a third challenge, because they could have easily just said, you know what, we need another challenge.
Yeah, or we need more whatever, So
more Jeff talking and looking at the camera. No.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want the behind the scenes. This is going great. I've had so many complaints over the last few seasons, and so far I just have none.
You're too nice.
It's so strange to not have any complaints. It's been really, really fun, really enjoying the season. So I'm excited to jump into it, and there is so much to talk about. So let's get into it. All right. So the episode starts off. We are back at the Lulu Beach after the tribal council. They have just voted Brandon off, and
Lou.
Wow. Just voted Brandon off, and we get to see Emily kind of doing her little Emily thing here, and she's like, Sabiayah, did you vote? Because he only read 2 votes, and like, shouldn't there have been 3? And she's like,
I didn't understand that, because if there's enough votes to send the person home, Jeff normally stops. So,
which is why he stopped. But if she had that extra vote, that extra vote could have probably made a difference, right?
Right.
Which is why she was asking.
But yeah, so like if Sabiayah had voted, there should have been 1 more vote read.
But here's the thing about this is that, like, I would completely be doing that. Exactly the same thing. And all of us would. The difference is she set up this persona of herself already. And so when she does it, it just feels horrific. If we were to do it, it would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with her realizing this and being like, to quote our Mimi from this Big Brother season, the math ain't mathin', because
but like Caleb says, like, you got one job, and it's to not ask no questions.
Yeah.
And here you are asking questions.
Yep.
But she should get to be able to ask questions. So
at this moment, be able to go ask questions to Caleb, who's the only person separately she should be able to trust.
Correct. To the side, not to Sabiayah directly, because Sabiayah wants your own neck. And so the only reason,
like, might I add that they all love each other, and even before the tribal council.
So there's been a week. Relax.
No. It's a week where they're sleeping together. They have no fire. They've got no, like, it's been a hard week. I actually think all of them like each other, which I think is why. I think that's part of the confusion and difficulty for Emily here, because she's like, yeah, of course I'm going to talk to Sabiayah. I like Sabiayah because before I was just playing the game and she didn't like me, but now I like her. Maybe she'll like me. So now I could talk and ask her these questions.
Yeah, and like, they just kept me. So they liked me more than they liked Brandon.
Evidently.
So, or at least see more value in me. But
see
what
more
I
value
think
in me than they see
what I think is interesting about this is, obviously this is going to have a major impact later. We're gonna see this come full circle in 90 minutes, because I think that this little moment is enough to cast that doubt for her.
Interesting.
You don't agree?
I don't know. I don't know. I think no is the answer. Actually, I don't think so. I think she's.
I don't think so.
I think she's already in doubt of Sabiayah. I just think that
correct.
The question of Caleb or Sabiayah is clear.
The only person she trusts is Caleb.
Right. And part of that reason is because of things like this. I mean, that just further cements her going.
And the fact that Caleb is actually the only one who ever really wanted to have a real conversation with her about game and anything. Yeah. So he's already built that goodwill.
Ooh. All right. Let's talk about the Blue Bellow tribe. Still, we're not getting just a ton from them. So we're gonna just kind of knock out everything we got from them in this little spiel.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jake and his medical episode.
Yeah,
Like,
this
I
is
was waiting for them to bring a medical in. This
they
is
did.
I'm sure they did.
wild.
I'm sure they
They
did. I'm sure they
did.
checked on him.
But my assumption is this is foreshadowing to 3-4 episodes from now when he actually gets medevaced.
Yeah, probably. Surely.
Or
I
else we
think
wouldn't have seen this.
I think he no, I don't agree with you. I think we saw it because it made him it's an explanation for what's her face's softening
Kendra.
on him.
Kendra.
Kendra's softening on him. I think that was an explanation for that. I don't know that he gets medevac later, but he's had a little bit of a dizzy spell.
I get soft when I see Kendra.
No, this didn't seem like a dizzy spell. Like I could see the spell coming on whenever he was, huffing and puffing on the fire. I already knew that reaction was going to go. But I mean, he looks like he has a seizure. And so I am just shooketh that we see this play out and that they do not show us anything from medical looking at him. Like you said, I am
Which is
sure
why I think that means
they
he's okay.
probably did, but I think I agree with you on this one, Sheldon, that I think this is gonna come into play again because how do you have this kind of huge moment of him, passing out, almost landing in the fire and having a seizure and then just being like, "Oh, no big deal."
Well, like I said, it's because the means that if I felt like it solved was to explain why Kendra is softening on him.
I mean, unless this is just a relationship that is going to, ride or die the rest of the season, like, holy shit, there's not any other moment that they could have showed us.
Well, I think that with the things that are going to happen later on in future episodes, I think that this may be setting something up for, like you said, a relationship in the future.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you can almost show the relationship developing like, hey, Jake and I hadn't really had an opportunity to talk, but we got a few minutes alone. If the seizure or / medical
The
episode
medical thing, yeah,
doesn't I think he calls it a seizure. If it does not play any part in the future, I don't understand putting that part in. So really, really interesting. But we do end up with this conversation with him and Kendra. And Kendra is really, really blunt with him. Like, yeah, we have a little bit, the girls, we've talked about targeting you because you're a lawyer. Wasn't that so funny of us?
Kendra, I came into this season thinking it's over as she gets in. And Kendra's a bit of a player. Kendra's socials. Kendra knows what she's doing, and she also seems like she's actually willing to play. I've been wildly impressed, and even the fact that she actually said that to Jake is a little bit of really showing her strength as a player and her ability to read the room. Like he could have been really scared of that or pissed of that, but the fact that she said, "Yeah, and now I'm going to work with you," like she told him the truth about her first initial thoughts. She told him the truth about what other people are saying. So now she wants to work with him. Yes, I believe you.
I think that she tells him because she feels like she has the numbers, and that there's no question about what's going on because it's her and Katura, and then Brando and what's her name? Kelly, and she's like, we're set. So I can just tell Jake, it was going to be you or Bruce, but it's going to be Bruce now. So I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Especially because we do later get a conversation with Kelly and Brando, and Kelly is really re-emphasizing like, hey, we are in the middle, and they definitely are setting it's on Bruce. But I want to, kind of keep my options open. So I want us.
Well, she has that conversation with Brando, right?
To control this.
I'm speaking from Kendra's perspective. From Kendra's perspective, there are 4.
Yeah, I think it's really, and maybe Kendra's a really bad game player. I just think it's really, really silly when you're in a tribe of 6 knowing how the new era has gone with journeys and advantages and losing votes, like to have the gall to just be like, yeah, the person you're closest with, we're going to vote him out. Like it was going to be you, but then, you like almost died and I kind of feel better about you now. So
now that you're dead,
yeah,
I like you.
yeah, you're probably going to get medevac. So, yeah, you're not that big of a threat to
I don't
me.
think it's that. I don't think it's that. It's the you're gonna be medevac. I think it's the
That
now that I saw this human moment of you, it's definitely gonna be Bruce. That's what I think. That's all it is for him, for her. I think that I think for us to think that anything more based on how she's behaved is a lot. I think. Yeah, I think that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm really interested by Kendra because she's another one that I just didn't have high expectations for, and I feel like she's kind of a toned down Carolyn. She's got this really free spirit about her, and I'm talking personality wise, where she's just kind of, she's into the stars and astrology and like that's what she likes to talk about, and then she does these confessionals that are like really really raw and real. Like it's almost like they just they're propping Jake and Brando out in the ocean, making them sit in the water, and it's like they just stop Kendra in the middle of the forest and are like, hey, give us a little sound clip here, and she's like, yeah, I'm feeling great, not like just really really real and honest moments from her, and so I like her. Yeah.
It's cool.
But the real star of the Bello tribe, before we move on, is our girl Katora. And once again, she's like, I am taking every single opportunity to run the bus over Bruce and then reverse it and then run back over Bruce. Anything he does, I'm going to point out.
I love the fact that we didn't really get any Bruce this episode.
Yeah, none, almost.
He was annoying.
He is annoying.
He is annoying. Sorry,
I'm with Katura. I stand with Katura. This is
1,000,000%. Yeah.
I hope. So when she's talking to Kelly about it, and Kelly's like, ooh, me and Brando are definitely in the middle while the boys go do whatever they're doing. I don't know which side I want to side with. I hope she sides with Katura.
Yeah. Please.
Because get rid of Bruce. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Anything else about the Bello tribe from this episode? We don't really get a lot from them. Just these two.
It was a good building to let us know like where they're at strategically together. Good job by Brando and Kelly to make sure they're in the middle and stay in the middle.
Yeah. That's always a great place to be.
It is. I do feel that at least between the two of them, it seems that we're getting a lot more Kelly than we are Brando, which I wonder if that's sort of the future of Kelly's going to be going far.
Well, I think Kelly is the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even in that conversation, like she was the one that was leading the conversation. Brando was completely following. Yeah. Like I was high on Kelly before the season started, and
she's my winner pick.
I'm even more so high on her now. I hope whatever happens next with those new buffs is going to help her out.
Yeah. I still feel good about her. I want more, but we're just not getting a lot of the Bello tribe period. And I think that's because you've got this like absolute shit show happening over on Lulu. And then you've got this really, really interesting storyline going on the Reba tribe with the Austin.
There's nothing going on at Bello. That's all it is. They haven't found anything.
There's too much, even for 90-minute episodes, to give them that much screen time.
And then, like as the episode goes, we have like a mutiny, and we have a mutiny.
Like I didn't see that.
Ransacking, a raid. Like we have these other things, but still not Bello's involved. Right. And so it's like, hey, Bello's over there chilling, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And that's a great place to be in this part of the game when they keep on not winning every single challenge and they're always second place. They're kind of like, that's great. That's
right.
Good.
They haven't found an advantage yet. So it's just not a lot going. All right. But there's a lot popping off on the old Reba tribe and Reba McEntire. I'm a survivor.
This is a single mom who works too hard.
Yeah. Okay,
she
so
never stops.
with gentle hands and the heart of a
I'm a survivor.
I had to really pull it there. Okay. All right. So we get Austin and his idol hunt, and this is so much fun. This was another great part of the episode, and we get to see it play out over multiple little segments here. But I had to send Robbie a message and tell him that he absolutely clocked Dee being a good player because I did not see it preseason. And she was just kind of neither here nor there for me. But Robbie was like, "Oh, I think this girl is special," and I think that was his winner pick.
And the character, like she's
really fun too. And so we get Dee and Julie talking, and Dee is like, "Look, I know we're supposed to be in a 4 with Austin and Drew, but do you see that those two are really tight and they're always running off together and they're whispering together? I think something's going on." And
finish conversation, walk around the corner. And Drew digging by himself. Remember, after there's a whole plan that Austin and Drew have, they're like, "I'm gonna keep lookout. I'll talk about tacos, and then that's how you'll know that you need to be like, oh, I also love tacos."
Nobody talks about those tacos.
Look, and then Drew over here in the trenches doing his thing, and then Dee and what's her name? Julie walk up behind them like, "What you doing there?" Nothing.
I mean, caught red-handed and not with a story to tell. And I mean, if I am Drew, I'm going to be like, "Austin, what the fuck? Like, this is your idol that I'm digging
This is
for."
not on Austin. This is not on Austin.
This
Austin
is
was
on
watching the front door. Austin was watching the front door. He did not know that there was a back door that they could come through.
This is on Austin. You need to patrol the area better. Like, come on, my guy. Like, if you are walking towards the beach and you notice 2 people aren't there, then you need to be circling back around and figuring out where they are so that you protect the person that is sticking his neck out for you.
He was watching the front of the building, and they came around the back of the building.
But I wonder if the idea was, I see Sifu and I see Jay, and I'm more worried about them not knowing than the other 2.
Correct.
So he had to choose: am I going to stay and watch these 2, or am I going to watch these 2?
And we're going to watch the back entrance. The back door has people that we're working with. I'm sure they won't see us. Yeah. But the front door, I'm watching on patrol. These guys over here.
Yeah.
So if you are Drew in this situation, Sheldon, what are you going to say? I
would do exactly as Drew did. I would do the exact same thing. Scared out of my mind, like run away, make some shit up, and run.
And
I would tell the truth immediately, because
I'm gonna throw
it's not my truth. Yeah. That's exactly what I'll be. So Austin's found the beware advantage a minute ago, and it said that we got to dig right here, and we just went to dig. We just got to work. Yeah. We just got to work digging. And that's what we're doing.
We're just trying to find it real quick, and then we were going to fill y'all in.
And Austin was sitting over there not digging and supervising you.
And he was watching. We just found it like a minute ago. He was watching. I was taking the first shift. Second shift, I was digging. The reason I would do that is because they put it on Sifu, and like Austin comes over and has a similar story, but it's not the same.
Well, it's not that. It's Austin walks up and Drew's like, "Yeah, I'm just filling them in on how we caught Sifu digging right here first." And
yeah. We saw Sifu. He was,
and digging. I'm like, okay, as a mama and as a teacher, like this, you're lying.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have told the truth, because you're right. Like you're 100% right. Like the story it sounds like you're leading
Mama Julie. She knows that this is.
He's bullshit. Like you're leading them, like Drew's leading Austin, and I get it, because he's trying to get them on the same page. But since I've already given since he has given too many details, I would expect Austin to have similar details about Sifu, because Drew just told him.
Yeah, but 2 things. Number 1, you're in the moment. He was scared. He didn't know what to do.
Oh,
Number 2, it's not his idol.
Which is another reason why I would have immediately been like, hey, so Austin found his beware advantage like a minute ago, and we went right
Yeah,
to
but I'm
work.
sorry, Kevin. If you tell me a secret and trust me with that, I would feel bad telling somebody else your secret.
So Sheldon,
That
you
breaks
and
our trust.
Kylie are of the school of never tell any of the secrets.
Correct.
So the point of never telling any of the secrets is so that way, if you, is the secret receiver, get in trouble, here you are using the secret to your advantage. I mean, that's the whole reason you say don't do it. But yet you got the secret already done. So I'm gonna use it to make sure that we don't get in trouble by saying, hey, we just found this thing a minute ago. I still kept your secret, still kept Kylie's secret a little bit because I didn't say that we got it 3 days ago.
So that's smart because I would have spilled the beans. I'd have been like, yeah. So what had happened was Austin found this. He confided in me. It was not my position.
Kylie's terrible. Kylie's the worst. Like
Don't care. Sorry.
The moment Kylie says he confided in me, it means that he did not confide in us. Yeah. But like, yes. But if I would have said,
I wanted to tell y'all, but he didn't.
That's even worse. I've been telling him for days. We should tell you guys. He's been like, no, I don't want to tell.
I've been telling him for 10 days, and we're only on this island for 7.
Yeah.
No, I would definitely be like, we just found this a minute ago. We went right to work, looking up the thing, and it said we got to.
But then when they're like, show us what it says, and they're like, oh. You had to decode a whole ass message first? Like, no.
Yeah, we did all this today. This all has happened today. There has been no time. You have not been away from seafood and JMI.
Both of you are saying exactly what the right move was, which is where they ended up coming to. The difficulty is they're getting up there right away. Like, it's the right move. It's just hard. I actually don't think it ended up breaking anything between the four.
It ended up not being a problem.
Well, here's the question is there ramifications long term?
No.
No. Unless it's going really far and you start saying, oh, that Drew, he's gonna win this game. And remember what he did with me and then Austin, what he did with Austin to us. Maybe it's time to take his move. So there might be, but I think it's the 4 of them. I think we're seeing so much of the 4 of them because we're gonna see a lot.
And it also worries me a little bit that I feel like this came down more on Drew than on Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. But we did get a reward challenge and we are finally going to get to see Lulu win. Not just place. They didn't get second, y'all. They got first.
But Reba sat out their biggest guys.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter because they chose to win immunity as opposed to fruit.
You should always choose immunity over fruit.
100%, you're right. But look, Lulu won, but they didn't.
Why do you want to put an asterisk on Lulu's win?
It's a win, Sheldon. Who cares?
No.
If they beat their B team, that's fine.
No,
that's still win. You still win the world championships.
Win's a win.
No, it's not the world championships. It's one immunity. It's one
not immunity. Reward. It's a fruit basket.
Yeah, they won. Congratulations.
No, it's not just a fruit basket. Oh. It's a fruit basket and a raid.
A raid. And what did they choose to do?
Well, we go and Lulu wins, like Kylie said, Sheldon. That's a win. That's a W. Put that in the column.
It's a win, yeah.
And it's good for their morale.
Yes,
correct. We're talking about them winning, Sheldon. Why do you just want to shit on Lulu?
I have a lot of.
What do you have against Lulu?
I've got issues.
Yeah, talk to us. We're here. Talk to us. What do you have against Lulu?
I have a thing against Lulu. It's just they're losers. They keep on losing, and the one time they won wasn't because they had this amazing team. It's because the other people said, you know what, I'm going to sit Austin Matthews.
The way Caleb though, he bodied that challenge.
Yeah, he won the whole thing almost.
Yeah, they won. Congratulations.
Like, you want to take that win away from them?
I'm not taking anything away. They won. They got the fruit.
You're telling me, just Kylie, I'm gonna let you go, but you're telling me you're not taking it away from them by saying that the other two groups set their strongest guys.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that you're not
away from them. I'm just saying that's the reality. One of the reasons why they won is that they didn't have to compete.
So when you quantify a reason, then that means that you're taking it away from them. You said, yeah, if they didn't do this or if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be in that boat. That's taking it away.
Just putting it in context.
Go ahead.
You're being
Kylie,
very, very rude. Okay. All right. So Lulu does win, and not only do they win their fruit basket, they get to raid one of the other camps. Y'all. Okay, look. Why didn't we send Emily to do the damn raid?
Oh my God, yes.
It would have been much, much more interesting for, Debbie Downer Emily to go than Golden Retriever Caleb.
Well, they don't trust Emily.
I know, it would have been so much more fun, though. Why aren't they thinking of us, the audience?
Because they're not here for the fun. They're here to try to get information. They're working together.
No. Was it the right move to send Caleb?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I think theoretically, I actually do not like what happened. I thought it felt like a business meeting. It felt
well,
and that's what it was clocked as.
Strange to me. It wasn't real. He didn't actually make any real relationships. He didn't do anything.
He's there for like an hour, Sheldon. What real relationships is he making?
It just felt fake to me. I don't know.
What part was fake? The man was very genuine. He chatted with the people. He had to speak to them individually. This was.
And then they all went afterwards and said, "This guy's a salesperson. He's a talker," which it's not going to help him later on in the game. Like I don't think the fact that he had
I don't know that it doesn't.
I don't think it helps. I think it put a target on him, even though he already has.
What bigger target could he have? He's already putting his team on his back. They already had a feeling about him in preseason.
Yeah. But it's making them, it's sanctifying what we already know.
What did Lulu do to you?
Nothing.
Kylie, we're not normally on the same side, but do you see this Sheldon hate of Lulu?
It's
been a week. It's been a week. I don't know what
Sheldon is giving some Lulu hate out here, okay? And it's unwarranted. But
Hannah was the best part of Lulu.
There it is.
What did he say?
The Hannah quit. It's the Hannah quit. It's the Hannah quit. He said Hannah was the best part of Lulu.
Should Brandon have been cast?
Listen, Kylie. What it is that when Hannah left, his soul left. And he said
that was his winner pick. So
yeah,
he's like, you know what? F this season.
Yes, F this season, especially this tribe. She left on her own free will, Sheldon. This is not.
Yeah, but whatever.
All right.
Well, Kylie, you don't think they should have sent Caleb?
No, they should have.
From the viewer standpoint, I wanted Emily. I know,
but for the game standpoint.
Well, let me talk about from my viewer standpoint first. From the viewer standpoint, do I want more kumbaya? Do I want Caleb to go over there and be like, "We're not going to take all of your fishing gear. We're going to leave y'all the spear"? Fuck no. I want Sandra that is over there.
I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take this.
Go over there and you take their flint. WTF? Y'all have not had fire and you're on day 8. Why are we taking their fishing gear?
Because if we take their flint, they will not forgive me, Caleb, as the person.
I don't care. I'm trying to make my life better.
By watching people suffer.
But I'm not watching anyone suffer. I am going to try to give us fire.
Look,
but the moment they have the chance to vote me out, they will.
Here's my goodwill I'm going to do. We're going to make sure y'all got a nice blaze going. And then I'm going to take this flint back to my beach so we can have a nice blaze going too. You eat, we eat. We're all good.
Why can't they cut the splint and the splint? Why can't they cut the flint in half? I don't get that.
I would have said I would have not taken the flint. The heart that's backbreaking as we're watching.
Taking a flint.
And I'm voting you out the first chance I get.
Bring back cutthroat players. I actually really, really like Caleb, but I wanted somebody that would have been more ruthless, and that's why it should have been Emily.
Well, we had that. We had Emily, but now she's a nice girl.
Even if you sent Emily was taking the fishing gear. That was discussed before Caleb went.
No, it was.
You know this.
Well, of course it was. Of course it was discussed what they were going to take, and they do decide to send Caleb.
But
yeah, I think like what Kevin is saying, he was not there for very long, and I think him running through and meeting with every single person individually was a choice.
Yeah.
Look, I think that it was poorly executed. I think the strategy was bang on, but it felt like, hey, we're all here, we're playing a game. So now I'm going to do my best to make a social connection with you, and we're going to go one by one, and I'll interview every single
Sheldon.
one.
It's because like he doesn't do this unless this goodwill. There's a new advantage that's introduced into the game here. And it's called the goodwill advantage. And Caleb has to give this advantage to someone on this tribe. And it's a sign of goodwill.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have this advantage that he has to give to someone, he doesn't hold individual business meetings because he has to give it to like one person.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to literally take a minute and a half to 2 minutes to try to get enough of you so that way I can give you this thing.
So what you're saying, Kevin, is that it's the producer's fault he had a business meeting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He had but I feel like you have been just shitting on Lulu and all the players because Caleb is out there doing the best he can.
Don't get me started on Sean.
He's the
I've got a lot to say about Sean.
He's the only one that's escaped it so far.
But
okay, but let's talk about this advantage.
Yeah. Because I want to talk about something about this advantage, Kiley. Yeah. Because you and Sheldon.
Well, that's what I just said. Let's talk about
sharing
this advantage.
Information.
Yeah.
Well, the moment in his business meetings, he sits down and talks to Drew. Drew goes, "So I went on the journey and I got this safety without power." And Caleb says, "My guy, good to know. You share, I share. I've got this goodwill advantage that I want to give to you because you have shared information with me because information is utilized to make relationships."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the point where you've told everybody, who the fuck cares if you tell one more person? I mean, if I've told 6 people, I might as well tell 7.
That's why you should use it always to create bonds.
No.
We just watched it work again.
Well, except for the fact that, like, I actually don't like this from Drew. Like I don't.
Of course you don't.
I don't get it. Like, share about tribe dynamics. That's enough. You don't have to share about what happened on your retreat and the things you got. Like it's unnecessary.
Yes.
Like Drew may have in it anyway.
Information is power. Why are you giving away your information to someone you may never see again? But then you know that he is going to take this information and he is now going to go give it to his other 3 people. So now there are 10 people that know about Drew's advantage. Like, he might as well just go and tell the Bello tribe too. They're the only ones that don't know yet.
Not enough screen time.
Excuse me, Jeff. I have an announcement. I would just like for the Bello tribe to know because they're the only ones that don't know now. I have the safety without power.
And you know who else sucks? Sabiayah.
But okay, so we're split on whether it's a good move for Drew to have spilled this information.
Tracy in the chat. Tracy, tell me what you think about sharing your information to garner new relationships. When you get a chance, put that in the chat.
I'll tell you what she put. She said, "Sheldon, you're my fave," and that's all that matters, Tracy. So thanks.
All right, so what else we need to know is that let's talk about the actual advantage, though, where you are able to restore a lost vote. This is interesting to me. So let's talk about the mechanics because immediately he's like, well, this is great for Austin. You know, he doesn't have his vote because of the beware advantage. Okay. Foreshadowing with Austin getting the idol and the mechanism. Let's talk about it whenever we get there. How about that? Okay. We're gonna circle back. We're gonna circle back.
I like how Kiley started to talk about this. She said, "I'm going to stop myself and talk about this later because I'm the only one talking right now."
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this later. We're gonna bookmark it and we're gonna come back because I think it is more relevant to talk about in the context with the idol. Okay, so
1 second, Tracy has spoken. She is just like Kiley and me. Laugh out loud. I absolutely would not have shared, and that's why Tracy will be the next sole survivor.
Okay, but while Caleb is away, that bitch Sabiayah. I'm just kidding. I absolutely love Sabiayah.
Let's talk about the goodwill advantage, though.
No, I want to come back to the goodwill advantage. We're going to come back to it. Okay. So Sabiayah and Sean and Emily, they're enjoying their little fruit. Emily wanders off for a minute, and Sabiayah and Sean are like, we should get rid of Caleb. He's not here. Emily's not here. Let's discuss this.
But can you? I don't get it. I do not get it at all from Sabiayah's perspective, because obviously she doesn't understand the relationship that Emily has with Caleb. She gets it. Well, however, what I don't understand from Sabiayah's perspective is you just saw a challenge where you finally won, and you saw that Caleb carried you, and now you want him gone. And you're working with him too. So
and it's day 8, baby.
As Tracy says in the chat, Caleb has too good of a social game.
Agreed.
And so
agreed.
They're
like, everybody will know he has too good of a social game. Get rid of him later when everyone else.
They all just saw his social game in play.
This is basic mathematics, right?
Oh God! Don't give me the basics mathematic bullshit.
Let me tell you what the math is. Emily's on the bottom. She thinks she's going home, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to send Emily home today. You tell Emily, here's a lifeline for you. Vote Caleb. Like you said, Sheldon, they don't know how the relationship between Emily and Caleb. You're right. And that's where the blind spot is. So then she talks to her number one ally, which happens to be Sean as opposed to Caleb. Yeah. And she says, Sean, me and you, we're 2 votes. Emily's going to do whatever she got to do to save her own life. That's the 3rd vote. Remember, I don't have a vote, so we need 2 votes on Caleb. Caleb's going to vote Emily. Bada bing, bada boom, gone. I'm going to try to get my vote back because I'm going to go melt this thing a little bit later because we still ain't got no fire. But if I get my vote back, boom, 3 votes, 3-1. See you later, Caleb. That's a blind side. The best part about this, basic mathematics, is that if and when we go back again, 2 votes to 1 vote, Emily packs her bags unless she gets her shot in the dark hit. Basic math.
Well, now that we have a math teacher in the house, yes. I just don't get it. Like
I just explained it.
I get it.
So
I get the
silly.
Math, but there's other ways to get there. Somebody else could have voted it differently. Like there's other ways to do this, and it's just a silly move.
Sabiayah says we may not have the number later. It's gonna be harder later when there's more people
voting.
Bullshit.
That is true. That's bullshit. He is always going to be a bigger threat than
if
Sean.
You are Sabiayah, you look at Caleb and you're like, God bless.
Thank God you're here.
God bless these producers. They only did one good thing in this whole damn game with how they cast
the man with the nicest smile in Canada.
Yeah, like they have given me this gift of this extremely social, extremely physical player.
Kevin?
I don't give 2 shits what he's rolling over there. Okay, he can be rolling a joint. He can be rolling his joints. Don't care. Okay. So
it took me 2 seconds.
Oh Lord. Okay. So, but he has this massive shield. Why are you taking him out on day 8?
I don't.
This is crazy.
And you need him to at least pretend to try to win.
We don't need him to try to win if we're going to.
Oh yeah, because they're never going to win because they suck. They're losers.
Correct. So it's time to lean in on it, right? That's really what it is. It's time to lean in on the losing.
I was fine with that as a plan from the get-go. Whenever, I was trying to say Emily, Brandon, and Quitter Hannah should have done this and voted out Caleb day 1. But for Sabiayah, who has a good relationship with him, has no vote, and is on a shitty tribe, and can use Caleb as a shield, this is a crazy move. But where I think is another mistake on Sabiayah's part is, yes, we all know that Caleb has been doing the work with Emily that we get back from episode 2. But then at the beginning of the episode, we have Sabiayah just tell a little fibby fib about her vote there. And then Emily comes back into the shelter. And that's when Sabiayah's like, Sean and I were just talking, and we think it would be a good idea to get him out now. So, hey, Emily, guess what? You're still on the bottom. Like, why do you want to be brought into something when you're told the plan? Not, hey, let's bring this up naturally and hey, what do y'all think about, like, Robbie's not here tonight? What do you think about us getting rid of him? Yes. But what you don't know, Kevin, is Sheldon and I have already talked about him. We're already going to get rid of Robbie. But I'm not going to tell you that.
But that's the thing, though. It's not like Emily's secretly on the bottom.
Okay, but
that's the incentive of her to actually go back to Caleb, even if they have no relationship.
right.
And say, do you know what these idiots are saying?
Yeah. Do you know what they're saying about you?
We'll talk about that part later. I thought somebody did a fantastic move.
No, I think it was bad all around, and I think that her underestimation of Emily as a player, she's completely discounted her, and that is the problem.
Underestimation of Emily. Like I know, Kevin, you're about to say that the way that Sabiayah set it up with Caleb saying, "I'm going to throw out your name, you're going to throw out my name," like that was genius. That was absolutely smart. But the underestimation of Caleb as a player and not just the social threat was what Sabiayah screwed up on. That's what got her.
I think it's on Emily. I think she's underestimated.
No, because Emily goes and tells Caleb the exact story that Sabiayah said. Emily's going to tell you this story because this is the story I'm giving her. But remember, it's a story. It's not real. And so then Emily comes and says, the thing that Sabiayah just told me was the thing that Sabiayah told you.
You're going to tell me.
Well, we'll get to that. We're going to get to that in a minute. But okay. So time to go back to the Reba tribe before we even have this tribal council. I mean, before we get to the immunity challenge, and let's finish up with them because lots of crazy stuff happening here.
So now we're all on board, right? We're looking for this idol situation. We got to dig in this tree, right? As we're digging at this tree, we then realize, we got to find something under where X marks the spot in this spot, right? Then good thing we brought D and Judith, what's your name?
Julie.
We brought D and Julie aboard. I don't know these people's names, man. It's only the third episode. We brought D and Julie aboard because now there's 4 of us looking and only one person, or 3 of us looking, only one person's got to watch.
Somehow these fools have messed up again because they're like, look, we're going to send one person down to babysit Maya and Sifu, and 3 are going to dig. But somehow one of the men ends up babysitting, and the other man is wandering around, and the 2 girls are left digging. And they dig, and they find this rope. And y'all, when they find this rope and they pull, and it leads them to the hammer, and they're like scrambling to hide the rope, aren't you like, they're going to keep this?
Yes.
I did not think that.
I was so excited. I was like,
because you're a sharer and I'm a secret keeper.
Like they just snaked us and did not want to tell us about this. And until we caught them in the act, they did not tell us. So and guys, we just found the next step.
This is called working together because you share information when you're working together.
Sure, that is what they end up doing. But I had
because that's what you do when you're working together, Kiley.
Is that why I have no boyfriend?
Here's Tracy in the chat. I would have kept it too. See, Tracy, I see who you're siding with here. Listen,
thank you, Tracy.
Listen, the reason that this is working for them, the way an alliance works, is that you work together and you share information. So
it's okay when Austin and Drew didn't share with them until they were caught. But
no,
because they didn't share with them
this season.
What did I tell you would have happened? I would have shared the moment that you're like, okay, so here's the thing, we found it, and we went.
So when you got caught, you would have shared.
What do you mean for Drew or for Austin?
Okay, so if you're gonna. If we share in alliances, why didn't Austin share with Dee and Julie to begin with? Why did he only share with Drew?
I don't know that he wouldn't have shared once.
No, Mr. Share. Why didn't he share?
Like I just said, I don't know that hold on. First and foremost, when Austin had found the advantage before they were in the alliance.
Doesn't matter. That's would have been a good way. It would have been a good way to solidify it and build that trust.
It's like when you have property on your own before you get married.
You have to tell
and then
them
once you
immediately.
Get married. Then once you get married, everything you buy, if you have a prenup, before the prenup, everything you buy together, when you're together, that's what the stuff you're sharing. But before that, everything before that, that's my stuff. And
that's not how alliances work, Kevin. You have to share everything. Nope, you have to share everything.
That's not how. I'm glad we see what kind of ally Kiley is.
You need to spill all the beans. You need to spill all the beans about everything you got going on.
So they find the hammer, and you two and Tracy in the chat thought that they would have kept the hammer.
No, I thought they were keeping the hammer by how desperately they were trying to hide the rope. They were like, "Oh my gosh, we have to hide this." I was like, "Yes, yes, they are going to steal this man's advantage."
And then, unfortunately for you, they shared like they're supposed to do in an alliance.
Who shared? Can you
Womp.
remind me who is it that shared, Kevin?
Judith and
It's Julie. Okay.
I knew you were ready. I knew you were ready. Judith and D. That's who did it.
Yeah. I wanted them to keep it.
I must say, like, I do really like the scavenger hunt thing to find the idol. I
Yeah,
like
really
the hidden
fun.
ropes, underground, overground, around your hair. I
I like
love
that there's a rope. I like there's a rope because
Yeah.
the rope shows that this thing is unnatural.
Well, I like that there's a rope because then there's also, you have to figure out how to go rid of the rope, right? And you could get caught if somebody finds the rope and says, "Where's this rope?
Why the rope? It's
Why is
unnatural.
there a random rope here?"
Yeah,
I'd
it's
be like,
unnatural.
production must have left it or something.
But
Yeah.
Austin gets his advantage because it gets the hammer, cracks
Gets the
a
hammer.
couple.
Goes to the well, breaks the rocks open, and this is a special idol. And let's talk about it because we're also going to have another opportunity to talk about it.
Yes.
With this idol, it is only good for one tribal council. You
The
have to
next
use
one.
it basically at the first tribal you go to.
Mhm.
But if you are willing to risk your vote, then you can extend it to when everybody is on one beach together, aka Mergatory. But if you're willing to risk your vote a second time, then it's a full-blown idol.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about this new twist?
Love it. It's one of my. This is. I don't think there is a better way to do this because it adds multiple layers of risk. It gives it so much power. You have to be so strategically social to understand when you properly can use it or not. I love this. It's one of the best twists I've seen in years. Love
Watching this, I like the fact that you got to make choices.
it. Yes.
I like the fact that you got to make choices. You got to be smart with it, right? I like the fact that you gotta weigh the risk, right? And sometimes you win, sometimes you.
Bookmark. Let's circle back now here to this goodwill advantage that he is gifted. So you can restore a vote.
Mm-hmm.
We're assuming that that's like, okay, you've lost your vote because of the beware advantage. Is that going to work in this scenario too with this new idol of like, okay,
Yes.
Austin has decided to risk his vote and to extend the life of this idol. So does Drew's advantage work for Austin in
I
one of
believe the
those
advantages are combinable.
I believe that's right too.
Yeah.
Although what it makes it like, it makes it really cool because then he could not lose his vote, give up an advantage, but then he has to use it again in 4 or 5 tribals, right?
Now,
like that's you have to think 3, 4, 5 tribals down the line. That's
correct.
the beauty of this.
Another thing that's amazing about this is that this era of the new era of Survivor, right? We're still in the new era. In the new era since 41, there's been many different times where you're losing or risking your votes. So having a mechanic for you to get a vote back is awesome. I think that's a fantastic situation. I hope that they introduce other ways for you to be able to get votes back. No, I like the idea because it's not like you're getting an extra vote, and that's the best part about it. It's not an extra vote. It's to use if you did something and you were dumb and you lost your vote, or if you were in a bad situation you lost your vote.
And the beauty here is that the likelihood of one person getting all the advantages, the way these advantages generally work, is actually quite small because you have to go somewhere, you have to search, you have to go on a journey. The fact that you actually need multiple people having to come together and bring those advantages together.
You need multiple people sharing information.
Yes.
No, you don't necessarily have to because
you have to.
You could go on a journey yourself, like Drew did, and
came back with his vote. But then he said, "But this guy that shared his information with me, He doesn't have a vote.
But
I
Kevin,
have a vote
that's
because
the
I
point.
shared information because we're creating new
I roll.
bonds and
Major eye
we're
rolls.
working together.
But that's
Oh
the
my
point, though,
God.
because that is the now real game mechanic risk of sharing information. It might actually benefit you in this game, or it might hurt you because they won't use it on you, or they'll tell everybody. But yeah, that makes her. That's a big part of this game now, and I find it really interesting too. I probably still wouldn't do it unless you're on the island, Kevin.
Like,
You're the only person I'm telling things to.
The whole point of this game, you got to use what you got. I mean, they have a whole ass advantage called knowledge is power. Like the sharing of information.
Right, and if you don't fucking share it, then they can't steal your stuff.
Yep.
Knowledge is power. Exactly.
So they just go through your bag and find it.
It's great to be the one that is told the information, but don't be the one telling all of your information.
Well, because they did share information.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make a note of this when we are done with this episode.
Bookmark.
Listen, in the off season, we are going to do some research and we are going to come back and we are going to do a podcast about the number of times it has been advantageous to you to tell an ally about your idol or advantage and how many times it was used against you, because I really am interested to see like a side-by-side numbers comparison. We'll get back to you in like a year. Okay, so time for the immunity challenge, and we're going to hem haul over the majority of this because you were all there and you saw it yourselves.
But at the end of the day, Sheldon, what happened? At the end of the day, Sheldon, what happened?
Good things happened.
Well, good things happened at the end of the challenge?
Well, at the end of the challenge, there's only one thing that we all know.
Yeah, what is that?
We know what happened. We get it. We know.
What did you put that slide in there?
None of your goddamn business.
I love that. Okay, so the Lulu losers.
Look how happy they were. That was before they were losing.
They do it again.
The losers. Yes.
They all get there. They all get to the puzzle about at the same time. And Emily is absolutely terrible at being the caller. She's giving no direction. She cannot solve the puzzle. She's just standing on a podium for no reason. And we see the Reba tribe once again just absolutely kill it. They get first. And the Bello tribe, yeah, y'all are here. You're not Lulu. Okay. And they get second. And they are playing like this, you know, the world's tiniest violin, playing a sad song for the Lulu tribe. And they're going.
World's tiniest violin. It's quite the opposite. We had a full orchestra making sure that we captured how sad they were. And then Emily's like, I'm not even sad. I'm mad because they're happy. I'm mad because they're happy. And they don't know how it is to lose like this, to have no fire, to have nothing. Nothing here for us. There's no fire. We've been hungry. We're hungry, and they don't know. And then you get all that. Okay.
So sad. So sad. But back to tribal they go.
Why?
Is the Lulu tribe the worst tribe in Survivor history?
No, man. That was Matt Singh. What's the tribe that had Bobby John and Stephanie Legros?
Stephanie, yeah.
There's other tribes that won nothing. Like there was other tribes that won nothing that's been hopeless and helpless.
Yeah, but would if you know, obviously we know there's a swap coming next episode. Would this tribe ever win an immunity challenge?
Probably not. Probably not.
No, never. Because the other people wouldn't always sit out their top dogs.
Yeah, because like Sheldon was saying, like Sheldon was saying, like Bruce and them set out the reward challenge for the immunity challenge. Unless the next challenge they would have to sit 3. So I guess maybe you should stick to just the girls or something. Yeah, there's no situation where they would do that.
It's terrible. All right. But back at the Lulu Beach, it is time to start strategizing. And this is where we get Sabiayah telling Caleb, like, I'm going to tell her your name. You're going to tell her my name. But we both know the deal. It's Emily. And y'all are both, y'all both like how Sabiayah sells this.
Fantastic move, because by telling Caleb that, it's like, cool, the real plan is you, but like, I'm not telling you the real plan's you. I'm telling you that the fake plan's you, and then you're going to tell her the fake plan's me, right? Because that's the fake plan. We're all on the page about the fake plan. Cool. And then Emily gets and then I loved how Emily comes right to Caleb and says, I have a lot of fear here because Sabiayah told me we're voting you. And Caleb's like, right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the plan. And she's like, no, I'm really concerned about this. And I do think that Caleb is not too concerned about it till he gets to tribal council.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish that we could have seen more of the conversation. Do y'all think that Caleb you honestly think Caleb changed his mind at tribal council? Because
No.
I think that there's obviously something Emily says to him, like, hey, they've been talking about this for days. Like when you were at the Reba tribe doing the raid, they brought it up. And
well, I think that's probably it. And I wish we would have seen that, because I don't think he would have flipped. I don't think he would have made the decision to vote out Sabiayah unless she said, not only did they just pitch you, they pitched you while you were gone, before she told you that the plan
Correct.
is you. Right?
She said she was talking to Sean, and she said this a couple days ago. I think if she says that, he goes, okay, this has a little bit more credibility. And then I'm sure, and this is a thing that we did not see and we would have never known. I'm sure he talks to Sean. I'm sure he gets some little vibes that he's looking for, that the vote is not Emily. And he's like, okay, cool. And then when we get to tribal, that's when he's like,
hold on, let's rewind it just a smidge. Because before we get to tribal, we have Sabiayah making the choice to tell Emily, hey, you were right. I didn't have a vote last tribal council because Brandon told me about this beware advantage. I got it. But in order for me to get the idol, I have to melt the wax. So here it is. I'm going to drop it in at tribal council. And I mean, I think that this, sequencing wise, they show Emily going to Caleb and she says, hey, I know this is super last minute. And I almost feel like that might have been what pushed her in that direction, because she's like, I know that we are about to leave, but I'm telling you right now, this is not me like thinking, like being spooked. This is me trying to save your ass. Like, you are going home tonight if you do not believe me and you don't write down Sabiayah's name.
It was like one of the best quotes. It was one of the best quotes of the season. It was, I'm not here to take care of my ass. I'm here to take care of yours. Like it was that I'm doing this for you.
Yeah, no, like, and I think that it was that moment from Sabiayah, and this is all the other little things that Sabiayah has done, I think, coming full circle for Emily. And
I liked Sabiayah telling her, because she thought that this was a good chance to build trust. She's about to put this thing in the fire. She thinks this is a good chance to build trust, because the plan is to move forward with Emily after this.
Yeah, but once again, I think this is Sabiayah completely discounting Emily, because she's like, yeah, you didn't need to be privy to this information until I'm literally about to plop it down in tribal council, and I have no choice but to explain it then. So
agreed. Like she does not value Emily at all since that first tribal council.
Emily.
She doesn't like Emily.
Right. And why does
the bad move
be okay with that?
Well, to me, because in her mind, Emily doesn't have that close of a relationship with Caleb. So there's no reason to be afraid of. But there's no reason to be afraid. But to me, the mistake that Sabiayah made was that she didn't actually value the value of the relationship over 7 days that she built with Caleb, which is far more important than anything else.
She was trying to make a move. It was a bad timing of the move. But I understood in terms of the numbers, like we talked about earlier, math wise, she's like, okay, Emily's trying to save her ass. That's a vote. Sean's on board. That's 2. 2-1. It's going to be good to go.
Yeah. But it was a silly move. Sorry. Like, I love Sabiayah. I think she was a great.
I think it was a bad move, but then also I think that the way she handled the relationship with Emily is where this ship goes down.
But
And I am basing this on, I truly believe Emily decides last minute to tell Caleb. I think she was on board with like, Sandra, anybody but me. Like, sorry, Caleb. Right. I appreciate, the olive branch you extended me, but I don't want to get voted out. And I believe this plan. So I'm going to vote you out. And then I think when Sabiayah shows her that idol and is like, she does not want to actually work with me. She is telling me this out of absolute necessity. And I think that is the moment that sinks her ship. So, tribal council. Sabiayah walks in, and y'all, this is literally the best tribal council.
Shows up. What up, Jeff? Give me a second. I gotta go ahead and get this going.
Like she is grilling hot dogs in the backyard on the 4th.
I'm gonna get this going, Jeff. Give me a second. I'm gonna get this roasting real quick. I'm gonna let you start though. Give me a second. Put it nice in there. It's in there, and y'all, it's in there nice and tight. We're gonna get this going. I'm gonna sit right here, Jeff. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this.
I brought tools. I got tools.
I got these tools right over here. I'm gonna have these. I'm gonna be just as you're going, Jeff. I'm gonna check on this from time to time. All right, got to make sure that it's melting evenly. I mean, we don't want no bread idol. You know what I'm saying?
So we gotta absolutely wild. Like, this is the most entertaining tribal council that we have had in the new era, and one of the most entertaining tribal councils, like probably top 10. It is so good. Yes. So entertaining. And Jeff is going through his questioning, and the whole time,
not just because of that. I thought the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the combination of Sabiayah roasting her idol.
How ingenious for Sabiayah to be like, we have not had fire, and I need this vote back. So the only time I see fire is at Tribal, and I see this shit all the time. So let me go use that fire from Tribal to get this shit going.
Yeah. Really, really great. But I am mostly loving, they go through, they do their answering. We do get Sabiayah opening up her idol in the voting confessional. And she said that in her exit press, she said that she was not going to open it until she got back to the beach. But they told her, like, no, you've got to open it and read it here. And so she makes the decision, because she had, that idol was either expiring that night, or she had to make the decision to risk her vote. So let's real briefly, because we kind of have a hard out time tonight of like a few minutes. Real briefly, let's talk about that. This had the potential to be a 2-2 vote if Sabiayah had not risked her vote.
Yeah.
And that's if she had kept the idol in her pocket. If she had been like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of this idol. Which obviously she's not.
I think Sabiayah still goes home.
Well, I mean, if Sabiayah sits on the idol, it's a 2-2 vote. I believe Emily would not have flipped. I think Sean would have.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think Sabiayah goes home. I think Sean goes, Sabiayah, baby, sorry. Like, this is I'm
not going to rocks for you.
Because Emily has nothing to lose. Right. Emily has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Well, she does. She has going to rocks.
No, but Sheldon, either she goes home now. Like, yeah, she goes home now, or she goes home next vote. Yeah.
Unless there's a swap.
But
there hasn't been one. So
when Sabiayah makes the decision to extend the life of her idol, and she goes and sits down, I paused it and was like, "Are we getting a 1-1-1 vote?"
I love the fact though that Sabiayah sat there and did the math.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the math was wrong. She had a digit wrong, but she was like, Emily's voting Caleb. Sean's voting Caleb. Caleb's voting Emily. I'm in the clear. Let's go. Let's risk this thing.
Yeah.
But she mathed wrong, because her math ended up not being the truth of what actually happened, and she went home.
Yep. Crazy. And it was just great blindside, but Sabiayah is a great sport. She does her Lulu cheer on the way out. And I'm telling you right now, like, of anybody pre-merge of the new era, Sabiayah has to play again. Like,
bring her back.
She'll be the next one to play again, seeing how Bruce is already playing again.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We don't talk about that. No, I'm kidding. I want to see Sabiayah back so badly. She was so much fun, such a great character. And tragic way to go out, but it was great fun. And we have great fun coming up next week
And she
on
certainly did
Survivor with the
underestimate
merge.
Emily as Tracy.
Not merge. Swap. Yes, she underestimated.
There's a swap. First time in the new era, there will be a swap from what they get there. And Jeff said, drop your buffs. And so we have a swap. We are going to see what happens. I want to see what happens when Emily is with Bruce. That'll be hilarious. I want to see Emily away from Caleb. Did he calm her, or is she going to go back to her old ways?
So sad news. The Survivor Facebook fantasy game immediately leaked the new tribes by telling you to pick one from each of the new tribes.
And I'm not doing that. Let's not do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to tell it. I'm saying that the Survivor fantasy draft ruined it. They leaked their own tribe swap.
All I want to say is I know we're about to leave, but I can't wait for Austin to drop his buff.
All right. Well, we will be back live tomorrow to talk Big Brother because as we have been here talking tonight, the live eviction is happening where we are finally getting the first member of the jury after like 75 days.
72 days.
Yeah. Cannot wait to get this next phase of the game going. And then, of course, we'll be back live next week to talk about this new swap tribe version of Survivor 45. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you get a notification every time we go live. And we will see all of you guys next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.